Afternoon, everybody. Hopefully we are all good. Merry Christmas. Day 10, 10th of December. Not quite halfway, but you know, we're doing well. We're doing well. Right. Loads of people in. Welcome to the live stream. Plenty to do today. I've got a huge, great radio and all the usual stuff to look at. Some seriously bad beer and lots of other stuff. Just a reload to get to 1080p. Oh dear. You don't have sound. There is sound, Brett. It just takes a while, doesn't it? So, yeah, I think we're okay. I'm mic'd up. Batteries are good. Lighting's on. Yeah. Bit lastminute.com again, but you know, that's how it is, isn't it? That's how it is. And no matter what time I go on, I'm always going to be like seconds to spare. Oh dear, yes. Oh dear. Oh dear. Ooh. Crazy eyes. Crazy eyes. Got to have a Christmas shirt on, haven't you? I can't live stream without Christmas shirts. Right. Yeah, it's good. I only found it the other day, Dan. I've been searching high and low for all my shirts, and I've managed to dig out a few that I forgot I had. The ho ho ho. Can read you now, banging it across +30. All right, okay. I can turn it up, Brett. I've got volume turned right down here, but I can whack it right up. Right. Excuse me. Jill said you won't get a look in with that on. Hi, Derek. Yeah, apologies to Jill if I've just upset your tally. So we had a bit of a pre-chat earlier. Paul's in, Cody's, Benji was in. I think you're still there. Theo, Brett, Andrew Alsfa. He's got swan, stuff with goose, stuff with pheasant, stuff with pigeon. That's the Queen's bird. You can't eat that. Or just fish and chips. Fish cakes and chips. Derek Taffman's in. George Christophe, good evening to you. George Rob Bond, evening. Mark He, hi Mark. Doug McCartin, afternoon Doug. Yeah, afternoon for you, I think, isn't it? You're behind us. Chris, sausage and mash. Stephen Devereaux, we had steak. Steak night tonight. Daniel, afternoon Daniel. Or evening. Have I got everybody? And you, Rob Titheridge. I think I said hello to Rob. Rob, afternoon, mate, or evening. Paul Collins, good evening. All sounded up. Jeff Crabb. Ho, 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 Jeff. Welcome. I think that's it. I think it's full house. Full house. I've got dirty glasses, actually. I must clean them in a minute. Oh, we haven't had any Christmas music yet, though. We better get that one on. Yeah, gotta have that, haven't we? I haven't sorted the camera out yet from Trev's escapades yesterday. Hope you enjoyed Trevor's little stint yesterday. He did put a lot of thought into that. A lot of thought and effort goes into whatever Trevor does, so hats off to him. Well done, Trev. I think he's working now. I mean, he's got one of those jobs where he really can't take any time off. You all want one of these radios, don't you? Look at that lovely snow scene. Lovely winter skiing. Skiing? Skating even. Skating. Skiing. Fireplace is off. Don't tell her that, George. I've been for such a rollicking. Fireplace is on. Fireplace is on. Fireplace is on. We're good. Lights aren't on yet, though. That's better. I put all the lights on. All Mrs. Cruncher's pretty lights. They've all got to go on. It's not right house. Seem to be losing the Christmas tree lights here somehow. Seem to have got swallowed up by the fume extractor. Mind, this radio's taken up half the desk anyway. You put in Russian GT in a Democrat. Ah, they'll work. They'll work. Where can you get one of those Christmas radios? I got it from the range. I don't know if you've got a range or whether that's just a Southwest thing. Yeah, I don't know whether that's just a Southwest thing, George, but it was from the range in Exeter. So Rob could probably get one. Or we could go and get you one and post it off to you, mate. I think it was about 190 pounds, George, I think. But about 190 quid, mate, I think it was. Did yours play a tune, though? Did yours play tunes, Benji? The missus cooks on your radio, does she? Right. So while we're playing lovely Christmas tunes, I suppose we better get the Christmas beer of the day out. No, I was saying I can get you one for that, George. Knock down price, mate. The trees are... Oh, yes, I must get them going, Derek. Yes. That's going to have to be a video, that one, I think, putting them together. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow, Derek. So yesterday we had the bad elf. Today we've got very bad elf. It's very bad because it's 7.5%, so it's getting a bit... As they get badder, they get stronger. And we got some very bad ones coming up. Okay, so there's a little story on the back of all these as well. So we'd better do the story, I suppose. He says, "Is it just my imagination?" queried old Santa, surveying the scene. Or is my elf getting worse and worse every year? What's next? Seriously bad elf, I'll wager. Not my words. Says, "This very bad elf is one fine ale, rich, hearty and flavourful, brewed to an original 1795 Thames Valley recipe, with a very special pale amber malt that is rarely used nowadays, and balanced by a modest addition of English fuggle aroma hops. Here's to your elf." And that's from Peter Scully, the brewer. So again, this is one of these ones from Ridgeway Brewery that's brewed for the USA market. That they've sort of smuggled back, I think. Yeah. So it's a special reserve ale, 7.5%. It's got to be good, isn't it? Seriously bad. Wicked Elf. Could be. There's one out there that's 11.5%. So that's going to take the what's that going to take? That's going to take a lining off my stomach, I suppose. So it's still sort of amberish coloured ale, isn't it? It's very similar to yesterday's, really. Very similar colour. It's not what I would call a dark ale, more of a traditional sort of ale colour. It does smell rather barley wine-ish, actually. So cheers, everybody. That's what I call a proper Christmas beer, that is. Hi, Mike. Yeah. I have to say, that is the best one so far. Yep. Day 10 and we got the best ale so far. I started watching Paul's video there, but didn't quite get to the end of it, Paul, so I will catch it up later or tomorrow. Probably tomorrow now. So let's move all the pretty things out the way. All Mrs. Cruncher's bits and pieces. So say that real ale is very much a barley wine sort of taste. It's very similar to that Old Roger that I've had a few times. Right, let's see if we can get this camera sorted. So we're in a bit. Come on, camera, you mustn't play back like that. That's naughty. Right, it's a bit of a bench filler, this one, as you can see. Anybody got one of these? Anybody got one of these or ever seen one of these before? This one is a bit grubby, to be honest. I haven't really cleaned it. I gave it a wipe over earlier because it was pretty rough, but it's the Sony. It says FM AM solid state multi-band receiver. It's obviously got the Sony logo down there. There's nothing written in that. Round the back, if I can lug it around. I was trying to find the model. Excuse me. I was trying to find the model number, but sadly it's sort of long gone. Let me just reset that webcam. So there's the webcam, and you can see on the back that we've got a little tiny piece ripped off of there. And I believe that that is where the model number was. So I don't know why someone's ripped that off. Can't really see that on this camera. If I get you back on the main camera in a minute. You might be able to zoom in and see what the text says. Yeah, we can. Okay. Well, we could if I got it all straight. Bear with me. Okay. Right. So as I say, this bit is ripped off. But the thing that gives the model number away is the fact that it's got VHF air. The airband version is the 5090. One without the airband is the 5080. And it's a CRF-5090. So it's got quite a few bands on it. Look, we've got a shortwave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 13 transistors for reception, 7 transistors for auxiliary circuits. Airband 108 to 136 megs. FM standard 87.5 to 108. Long wave, medium wave, normal. Shortwave 1 is lower band, or what they call marine band, I suppose, on some of those other radios. 1.6 to 3.5, 3.5 to 9, 9 to 14, 14 to 21, 21 to 26. And then we've lost a bit. We've lost a bit on the other one. I think that's the IF frequency, so it'd be 10.7 megahertz for FM and 468 for AM. So there we go. Right. So let's just zoom that one back out again, because I am in a bit close now. Hi Bill, how are you? Hi Colin. Colin Pamplin's in. I don't know if I said hi earlier, Colin. Petronics Nick, evening. Just got off the phone. What, to Santa? You been phoning Santa, Nick? Hi Jeff, how are you? Honey, squeezed lemon, whiskey and hot water. Sounds good. Your birthday was yesterday, Bill. Oh, happy birthday yesterday, mate. I didn't know it was your birthday yesterday. Earth Orbiter, drum dial in good shape. Right, we haven't looked at the front yet. We're just looking around the back. Let's get rid of my picture so you can see what we're looking at here. Let's get a bit of light on the situation. So we've got a three pin mains input. I haven't got that plug, unfortunately. It's a bit of a strange one. And it looks like we've got an output to cassette. And you know, back in the day when I used to do a lot of shortwave listening, or airband listening as well, especially. I used to plug my tape recorder in there and put it on Vox. So every time an airband station would come up, it would just click in and record it. So when I come home from work at the end of the day, I had a nice bit of listening to do. So useful to have that, really. So if you've got a specific frequency you want to monitor for a day, pop it on and stick a cassette player in the back if you've got a Vox facility. Otherwise you're going to need some pretty long tapes and long play mode. On this side we've got a rather grubby band selector. Again, I haven't cleaned this radio, really give it a wipe over. I missed the band selector. And on the other side, nothing at all. Nothing underneath. Oh, pretty well made, these. So let's open the front up, I suppose. Let's move my very bad Alf. So the front flaps down. Again, you can't see it because I'm too close in. There we are. So front flaps down, and we've got a world time zone map, and that slides back in underneath like that. So I can zoom back in again now. Excuse me. And these are pretty good, to be fair. I used to think it's just a gimmick, but it isn't. Darken that down a little bit bright. If we zoom in on the world map bit a minute, just zoom in and pop it down a little bit. There we go. Come on. You know you want to. Right, so how this works, you've got a slider on the bottom. So we're here, GMT it says. So our current time's just coming up to 8 o'clock, 2000. So the idea is you put it at 2000. You can come along. I mean, you've got like a mirror picture either side. So we're looking over this side really now. So we can see that looks like our friends in India, it's around about midnight for them, 24. We come over to this side. Oh, excuse me, well, New Delhi, 1 o'clock in the morning. Rangoon, I'm not sure where that is. Singapore, 2 o'clock. So Japan, it's going to be, actually no, Japan's up here. Sorry about that, bit of a coughing situation going there. So yeah, Japan is here, so it's about 5 o'clock in the morning for Japan, so we're unlikely to get any Japanese viewers at the moment. But obviously we've got Australia, so Central Australia, 5 o'clock in the morning. Sydney, Melbourne, 6 o'clock. So did we have Wenlock in earlier? I think we did, didn't we? I think we had Wenlock in earlier, so you must have been up pretty early. Can't remember if I saw Wenlock or not. Or was I imagining it? Excuse me. God. Developing a nasty cough on the back end of this bout of man flu. I can't see Wenlock in here, so he might not be then. I don't think Wenlock's house is actually marked on there, Brett, but you never know. So, like, yeah, Sydney and Melbourne are 6 o'clock in the morning. I don't know what's up there. Can't see anything there, really. Wellington, Fiji, 8 o'clock. Samoa. So then we're getting into Anchorage, I think. Is Anchorage Alaska way? I'm really not sure. San Francisco, Los Angeles, around about midday there. Vancouver. No, Dawson is about 11 o'clock. Vancouver, San Francisco, Los Angeles is midday. Denver, Phoenix is 1 o'clock. Mexico, Dallas, Chicago. So Dallas, I don't know if we got Keith in. Keith's in Dallas. Hi Dave, how are you? I need to swallow. Oh, there he is. Hey, welcome back, Cam Wenlock. Which part of Oz are you in then? What time of day is it over there at the moment, Cam Wenlock? Are you in sort of Sydney, Melbourne area, 6 o'clock in the morning-ish? So coming back across this way then, so we should have all of our friends from the States with us today. We got Doug and we got Bill in. So they're all well into the day. So Brazil and South America, Buenos Aires and all that, it's around about tea time for them. We're coming back through Madeira, 7 o'clock, so us 8 o'clock, coming into Africa then. So it looks like most of Africa is around about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock and 11, depending which area you're in. And then we're back to Bombay. So there you are. That's how that works. So if you're listening for radio amateurs, you know whether they're going to be up or not. I mean, some of them do stay up and work the lower frequency bands after dark. But yeah, that's the purpose of that anyway. If anybody wondered, I always thought it was some magic thing that told you when people were on air, but you know. So as far as the radio controls are concerned, let's just pop it up a little bit and zoom in. I should set this camera up first, really, shouldn't I? So if we go right to left, we've got AFC on or off on that switch. We've got volume, tone, RF gain, BFO. You need a BFO. You need a BFO. If you wanted to listen to SSB stations properly, you need a BFO. Or you need something that beats with the frequency. And we've also got squelch, which is quite useful if you're listening to airband and you don't want a load of noise. And over here we've just got earphone socket and power on off. Up the top is a light switch. Whether that works or not, I don't know. And we've got 3 station markers. I don't know why we've only got 3, but the other examples I've seen all seem to have 3. A rather grubby Earth Orbiter sign. So this is the dial scale up here. Let's get even a little bit closer on that, so you can see the frequencies, and as we turn it, let's go up a little bit. There we go. So I know a lot of you are into shortwave listening, especially our friend Lee there has just joined us. Lee's an avid shortwave listener. Hi Simon, how are you? God. Very bad, Alf, it's very bad. It's 7 AM in Eastern Australia, not 6. Okay, well, not. So maybe GMT is different for you. Certainly it is 8 o'clock here. So your time zone is slightly different to that then, perhaps. I get confused with all the different, like, forward clocks and back clocks and all that business. Okay, so in the little window here you can see the band that we're on at the moment's air, and then we've got the scales that goes from 108 up to 136. The pointer over here, as we turn the tuning dial, and that's actually illuminated, that pointer. There's a little red LED in that, or red bulb. So as you hit a station, it will illuminate red. So if we go to the side control, next band, FM. Standard FM broadcast band, 88 to 108. Long wave. Again, it's nice it's in kilohertz actually, rather than meters. I always get confused when they stick these dials in meters. I much prefer to work in the actual frequency rather than meters. Medium wave. So we come on to the first of our shortwave bands. How well you can see into that. That's a bit better, isn't it? You can see that a little bit better. So in there we've got little sort of sections that are marked off on it. So it's saying 1.8 to 2 meters is amateur band, 2 to about 2.3 is marine band. Tropical band is around 2.4, and looks like 2.6 up to 3.5 is also marine band. It's very rare that you ever hear anything down there. I don't monitor it at all at the moment, so yeah, it's quite nice, isn't it? Is this for sale? It may be, Lee. Yeah, it could be. It's one of those things. It's they are fairly rare and good nick. This one is going to clean up quite nice, I think. The dial itself, I mean the grill, sorry, is a horrible sort of nicotine-y colour at the moment, but this will come up like clean aluminium, so that'll clean up nicely. So anyway, we're going through the band. So that's tropical band. Well, it says marine stroke tropical. So then we're on domestic broadcast amateur, it's saying, for shortwave 2. So that's going from 3 megahertz, 3.5 megahertz up to 4, which is saying is amateur. 4 to 4.5 marine. 60-meter broadcast band. 4.5 to 5 megs. 49-meter broadcast band over here, 6 megs. That's right. Little tiny pip in the amateur band. That's the 40-meter band. 7 to 7.5 megs. 41-meter broadcast, and there's a little bit of marine again. There's a lot of marine band on here, isn't there? But yeah, Bill, looks like the dial drum is okay, mate. So moving on, shortwave 3. That says international broadcast on the end here. It's quite good that it gives you an idea of what you're likely to be picking up. Saves you digging in all the books to try and find it, although the internet makes shortwave listening a lot easier these days. So we've got 31-meter broadcast band, 25-meter broadcast band, and this is from 9 to 14 megs. International broadcast and amateur bands. So we've got the 14 megs band. I can't remember what that is in meters now. So we've got 19 meters broadcast. Yes, it could be 18 meters, couldn't it? We've got 16 meters broadcast. So that goes from 14 to 21 megs. And then the final band, which is shortwave 5. International broadcast and amateur. So 21 to 21.5 is amateur band. 13 meters broadcast. 11 meters broadcast. Doesn't quite go to the 10-meter band, which is a bit of a shame. 10 meters is around about 28 megs. Only goes up to 26. So that band's 21 to 26. So other bits then. Let me just get on this camera a minute, and I'll zoom in on a couple bits for you. So we've got the tuning dial. Again, it's a bit grubby, but you'll notice the inner one is fine tuning, and that really, when you're listening to a shortwave radio, is essential. A lot of these ones, like the Robert 707 and a couple of the others that sort of claim to have shortwave bands, and they're very, very difficult to tune because you've only got to move it very slightly and you're way off the channel you're listening to. Fine tuning lets you really get in on a station. The Super Sovereign's got a band spread control, which is very similar, so that helps. So then we'll go up to our meter, and I don't know if you can see that there, but we have got a nice dead spider or dead fly in there. Still looking a bit bright, isn't it? Yeah, we've got a dead fly or something in there. Yeah, we've got a tuning meter on it. So there we are. That's sort of an overview of the radio itself. So I suppose what we need to do now is stick some power on the thing and see if it works. Ideally. Whew. Yeah, we should be able to pick something up. The lower bands The lower bands maybe not, but should be. It is Japanese. Yeah, it's a nice radio. Doesn't contain 64 AF117s. It doesn't, Theo. Hi, Linton. How are you? Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night are your shortwave listening times. Love it. You'll be able to give us some frequencies to listen to in a minute then, Linton, hopefully. See if we can hook it up. Fly you to the moon, Bray. You want to listen to the moon, do you? Hey, Manuel, how are you? It's a nice radio to ever play with. This is more your sort of stuff, Manuel, isn't it? Evening, Gary. No worries, mate. We've only just started. I say we've only just started. We've been on for over half an hour already. I'm still rabbiting. There's going to be a lot of mechanical stuff inside this, Doug. I think we will take it apart as well. We'll certainly see if we can have a look inside it. Yeah, I know Manuel. Excuse me. Manuel works on a lot of the Sony World Band radios. I don't know if you've worked on one of these, Manuel, have you? Earth Orbiter. Have you ever had one of these to pieces? Manuel has got a YouTube channel as well, and he does repair, as I say, some of these. I think it's mainly the SW55, SW77, 2001Ds. Manuel does all those. He very kindly helped me out with a crystal for a 2001D. So the front is pretty solid, plastic sort of material. It's got a bit of scratching on it, but I think that might just be a mark on it. It's not actually scratched as such. So that should come up okay. A little bit of scratching on the aluminium, but not bad. Front panel is all there. So let's go around the back. Let's just brighten that up a fraction. There we go. So these little pegs pull out. There's a back panel. Serial number on this one is 62276. So it's a bit of a battery eating monster, that. It's 8 D cells by the looks of it. Yeah, 8 D cells. So it's a shame we haven't got the AC input lead really, but you know. Up here is quite interesting. We've got some connections for antennas here. So this is a serious bit of shortwave listening kit, to be fair. It's got pretty much everything that you're going to need. So we've got an airband connector with its ground. It says FM air, which is FM air. I'm not sure why we've got a little wire grounded out. I'm assuming that means so it's using the internal. It must loop back through this. So if we disconnect that wire, it gets connected to the external antenna and switches off the internal one, I'd assume. It just must loop back through that one. And there's a bit of wire attached there. That's short wave. Then we've got medium wave, and then we've got another earth connector, ground connection. So we'll use that in a minute to hook our long wire onto, because it's not going to receive a lot in this room, I can tell you. It needs to be on the external aerial. But the battery terminals do look good. This top one's a bit loose. So it's just popped out of its little slot there. It's not broken as such, but that's good because we can hang our power lead onto that. So I'm just going to connect this up with my probes. Let's go that one for our negative. And I think what we'll do with that one, save straining it. Just pop this wire on it. Doug's excellent cable. I found the other one as well. Look. Actually, it might be easier to just connect it up with cables. See if straining it at all. So this has gone to powder. I'm not going to poke it about. The foam pads, battery retainers, stop the batteries rattling around. Dust. Let's just turn it back around to the front. Right. So, power is off. Squelch wide open. BFO off. RF gain normal. Tone. Let's go back midway on the tone. Volume. Let's leave AFC on for now. Let's wind it back this way. And let's start. I don't know if this has had power up. It certainly hasn't had any power up it since I've been here. Airband. We can hook an aerial up to the telescopic there just for testing. If I can find my airband aerial, which is that one there. Oh dear. God, I wish I could shake this cold, I tell you. But you know, we'd like to have a challenge, don't we? Trying to find my airband antenna. There we are. Well, it's only an indoor antenna on top of my filing cabinet. It's a ground plane, so it's nothing fancy. So I've just got that hooked up. So, what do we think? Is it going to work or isn't it? Quickly catch up with a chat. 31-meter band is Zorba the Greek, is it, Lee? Is that Radio Greece? Gary said it's Japan's version of the American Zenith 7000. Benji, think it tastes I didn't see you come in, Clive. Evening. Honey lemon whiskey and hot water. Yeah, seems to be the way, Jeff. I do have all those ingredients here. I'll have to give that a try. We'll get Mrs. Cruncher on that. It will work once repaired. So Lee is saying Helsinki Radiophonia is the Greek station. And that's on 31 meters, is it, Lee? There you go. Lee's going to know it. Any frequency you like for Radio China. Yeah, it's all over the shop, Linton, isn't it? So, let's pop some power on. So it's a 12-volt radio. Fire and ho. Ooh. Would you believe it? Oh, scratchy. Scratchy volume control. So let's see, there's not going to be anything down the bottom of the band here on airband. So we're on the airband at the moment. So we're going to be mainly up round about 125 onwards. Is it military low on the lower bit? Yeah, that's a birdie that's on all the airband radios. So it's receiving. Don't see the side of my head tuning in, do you? Ah, nothing. This is the trouble with the airband. It's you got to find a channel and try and so there ain't going to be a lot of planes now, is there? I suppose there's nighttime flights, isn't there? Of course there is. Sounds like the cap's got a bit of dust in it there. Okay, let's pop the signal generator on. So that's as he kicks everything on the floor as usual. Let's find a telescopic aerial. Where's my scanners gone? Been and cleaned them up. I've been and cleaned my scanners up. Just trying to find my telescopic BNC aerial. Talk about yourselves. Here we go, here's one. So I just want to make sure it is receiving the airband properly. It's drawing 60 milliamps. That's quite a lot. Let's pop the antenna in. So frequency. Let's go with 130 megs. Megahertz. Let's bump the level right up. Stick some RF in the air in the room. Minus 20 dBm. Well, what do you know? So it's a little bit off frequency. I mean, that's AM as well. That's set the modulation to. Come on. So you can see the little light has lit up there as well. You see that? So the little tuning light works. Dial lamp is drawing 160 milliamps but not coming on, so... Oh, it is. It is. God, that's pretty dim though. So it's working. Let's put the light back on, it's a bit dark in here, else. Ah, there's something. Squelch. Oh, there is a station there. Squelch. Scratchy. Well, it's working. Can you hear that? Full recap. The bold spot on top. There's no bold spot, is there? Full recap, George. We've got to get the pots clean, definite. Definitely got a scratchy tuning cap around. I think that's it, people. We did manage to get some. We did manage to get some. Right, let's try the next band then. Yeah, the connector is a bit scratchy. FM then, there should be something on here, surely. Oh, hang on. Nothing on FM? Oh, hang on, that ain't right. That's not right, is it? Oh. That doesn't sound good. That sounds like all the stations are... That sounds like all the stations are garbled in together. Any ideas what that is likely to be then? Mother Goose, go ahead. Recap Sunday after. Oh God, a recap this. It could take forever. That's very distorted. Oh dear. The wobulator needs a wobble. I would say that's I would say that is a problem possibly with the detector on it. Could be one of the diodes packed up in the detector. You reckon it's just a recap, George, do you? A tough valve. I hope it hasn't got valves in it, Linton. I did have a look at the schematic on this earlier, and there is a capacitor in the detector stage, which could well be gone on FM. It's obviously unique to FM. It does not need it for airband. It's got its own oscillator airband. Okay, what it sounds like is all the stations for the whole band are all compressed into one, and they're right the way across the scale. So it's like there's something wrong with the oscillator possibly. It's drawing in all the stations instead of being able to tune them. Could be a problem with the IF, but like George says, it could well just be capacitors. Could well be capacitors. Right, let's try the next band, because obviously FM is not working. AM appears to be working. Sorry, airband appears to be working. Airband is AM, but I'm getting mixed up again. Right, let's try now. We're on long wave. Sounds distorted again.
Call and know there's two elderly people. What's that? 143.
That's not too bad. Turn that light off a minute.
Okay, I'll turn them on the radio. Please come, there's elderly people here, please. All right, thank you.
No, that's okay.
The question is, and to be fair to you, you're told they're elderly people. But given now that you've been told...
As usual, there's not likely to be a lot on long wave, medium wave. We could try and clip our long wire onto it. That would help it out a bit. Give it to Lee, he wants it. Lee wants it. Cracklefest. Let's hook onto the medium wave a minute. Yeah, it's medium wave there. medium wave. Medium wave DX, look. Let's turn it down a bit.
And this near side, playing from right to left. And the ball is spread by Zuba to high ball. He's hoisted. In this FA second round replay, at times it's been a little bit scrappy, but at times we have seen those glimpses of quality, but we do await the first goal here at the Victoria Park. Half time here, it's Hartlepool United 0. Superando la media hora de partido, de momento ganando el cuadro azulgrana desde el minuto 20. The half people in the win it, they find out. Kovacic forward to
Right, Linton's saying to try 1368. No, that's... Gary needs it. It's a lumpy bit of kit, Gary. It's heavy, very heavy. I'm not sure if that's Manx radio there, Linton, but that's around about 1300. Right, let's go on to shortwave. Oh. So the top band's full of noise, as expected. So I'm now on shortwave 2, which is 3.5 to 9 megs.
Abschlussfeier durch die Teilnahme an einem Kurs für Blumenbinden oder Herstellung eines Weihnachtsmessers ersetzen. Also, wenn das veranstaltete Workshop-Programme anbietet, hat etwa 10 Programme für Workshops zum Jahresabschluss vorgestellt. Belegt sind Indoor-Curling und Schleifesfriseur, wo man ins Wasser erleben kann. Allein in diesem Monat...
The fine tuning is working fine.
Es gibt aber auch Menschen, die den Trend der viel einfacher gehaltenen Jahresabschlussfeiern belaufen.
susține nici generalizarea dezangajării forțelor ucrainene și separatiste de-a lungul întregii linii de contact din Donbass.
That's clear.
Zona 3 localități care se adaugă primelor 3. Reușita summitului sunt acordurile privind eliberarea tuturor prizonierilor până la sfârșitul acestui an, susținerea încetării focului și extinderea duratei de patrulare a observatorilor OSCE la 24 de ore.
Anybody any idea what that is?
Comentatorii ruși consideră un semnal pozitiv.
That's Orbi, you reckon?
Întâlnire bilaterală Putin-Zelensky, ca și declarația
49 meters, Lee.
privind o anumită încălzire a relațiilor ruso-ucrainene.
6 megs.
Guvernul bulgar și-a făcut publice planurile care vizează modernizarea anul viitor a forțelor terestre și marinei militare. Va aloca în acest sens 1,3 miliarde de euro, bani cu care vor fi achiziționate transportoare blindate și 2 nave de patrulare. De data aceasta însă Sofia dorește ca transportoarele să fie fabricate sau asamblate în uzine.
Radio Portland.
Petio Petkov ne spune mai multe din Sofia.
Cea mai mare parte din bani, aproximativ 800
Anybody recognize the language there?
duce la forțele terestre.
It's Italian, Nick, is it?
Forțele aeriene au primit peste 1 miliard de euro pentru 8 avioane F-16 Block 70. Ministerul Apărării dorește achiziționarea
It's pretty much bang on. Excuse me. Bang on 6 megs.
de la 4 companii, Artec, Germania, Patria, Finlanda, Nexter, Franța și Movac, Elveția. Favorite sunt Patria cu transportoarele cu
Pop the camera up a little bit.
compania multinațională Movac cu transportoarele Piranha. Celelalte modele...
So around about 6 megs, look.
Proiectul transportoarelor blindate este însoțit de multe necunoscute. Vor putea fi primite oferte speciale din partea unor producători francezi și germani. Este posibilă și intrare pe ultima
I don't know.
a concursului
It's really strong. Fine tuning works brilliant. There's loads of stuff on here. That's China radio, isn't it? So we should be getting something over here, 7 megs on the amateur band. Let's see if I can get the light in a bit better. That's better. Just interference. Got some amateur action there. Definitely a station there somewhere. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. data. Says at AM.
Absolutamente imperfecta, como lo somos todas nosotras, y madre que además de ser madre defiende su
That's China radio, isn't it? Well, what do you think? I think we need to get this this sorted. Excuse me. Let's turn it off. These switches. The problem is the all the pots are so bad. Got so much gunk in them that we're not really being able to tune it properly. So I think what we need to do is get in behind and get these switches sorted, don't you? I think that's the name of the game. Sort the switches. Right. Now this one's got to come out. I think we've got to pull this with some pliers to get that out. Got to pull that pin out. Yeah, there we go. That's that one off. Spring loaded pin on that end. Excuse me, I can't help coughing. Apologies. What are we on about CBs now? Yeah, I used to love the old CBs, to be fair. Hell of a good time on the old CB radio. Now, Paul has very kindly sent me over the manual for this, so once again, Paul, thank you very much. Let's see if I've still got it on here. Yes, I have. So let's see if I can... excuse me. Let's get it up on the screen then. So, screen capture, fade. You should now have my screen, hopefully. Yes, you have. Wow, it worked. It worked at last. Right, let's zoom in a little bit, so you can all see it on whatever you're viewing on. Might be difficult on phones, mind you. So this is our manual. This is the radio, the CRF-5090. General export model. So here's the spec. That's the bands it covers, which we've gone through. 75 ohms impedance on the aerials. Zoom out a little bit. Four by 6 speakers. There's a big old speaker in it. Power output, it'll do 2.7 watts, look. So pretty hefty output on it. There must be a serious amplifier in it. Sensitivity. So here's how it all works. I'm thinking possibly there's a problem with the FM detector in this one, which is why FM isn't working. All the other bands seem to be working okay. It's just FM, so something unique to FM that's not working. Because AM, the airband detector comes off earlier. So does the long wave, shortwave. They use the same IF amp to go through every band. But this section, the FM IF amp and the FM detector, is unique to FM. So there's something wrong in one of those two blocks, really, that's causing the FM not to work properly. That basically just goes over the operations, what they all are. It's a very nice radio, very, very strong, very well made. So we've pulled the little button out, got the bottom tray off. Looks like we've got to pull all the knobs now and pull 2 screws on it. So let's have a look at that. You should be back with me, hopefully. Yes, you are. The wonders of technology. We can rebuild it. Do you want some music on in the background? There you go. So I know George is missing it. Right, so we've got 2 screws. They're number 1 Phillips as well, by the looks of it. To undo here. Let's first of all see if we can get these knobs off. Oh, God, you're joking, aren't you? Oh, flipping heck. Yeah, just pull the knobs off easy. Easy. Oh, that can come off easy, that. Ooh. There's lots of verdigris in there. These are going to give me some stick, aren't they? God, Jesus. They are on there, big style. What can we do? I can get behind them. I don't really want to. Mind you, that's plastic. It's not metal. Nope. They ain't budging, people. They are not budging. And the front's got to come off because I think that's the only way we can get to the pots unless we take the whole board out. Yeah, it's got to come off, people. The front has got to come off. Let's see if we can take the screws out and ease it forward, see if that'll help it. Bit loud on the Christmas music. Let's get the pots, put them in. They have got to come off. I mean, I've got a pretty strong grip and I can't budge any of those. God. Oh. Ow. It's hurting my fingers now. Spudger, yeah. Hi Greg, how are you, mate? Yeah, the old string. Double spudger. Junior Haxel. Oh, come on. I don't think the spudger's going to be man enough, to be fair, Paul. It's pretty... Yeah, spudger's not going to be man enough, and that will mark it, I think. It's going to have to be mechanical forceage. Now let me just go and get the bits that Doug gave me the other day, actually, because there's a couple of the trimming tools that are plastic that I may be able to use for that. Yeah, a couple of those trimming tools that Doug very kindly gave me might just do the trick. Obviously not their intended use. It doesn't say on the packet for getting knobs off, but it might do the job. This is the tools that Doug gave me. There's a couple biggish screwdrivers in here that are plastic. That one. Oh, is that the only one? I know there's that one there as well. I thought there was two. Got to be careful because I don't want to break these. God, tell you what. They are seriously gunked on, these. Gonna break that one, that's not strong enough really. God. They will not go. I can't believe none of them will go. Just lie it down on its back a minute. Don't want to lever against that, so I want to put something underneath that to lever against. I've got some plastic bits here somewhere. Where are they? Where's my plastic bits? No. God, I tell you what, I'm not that one's coming. Whee! I got one off. God, dear, oh dear. God, you've got to get a bit medieval with some of this sometimes, haven't you? There's no way to pull those off by hand. Not a chance. Oh, they're falling off now, look. They've given in. Whew. Done it. Damage free. Brighten that camera up a little bit, it's getting a bit dark in here again. Warm them up with my heat gun. No! No! Plasma cutter. Crowbar. Right, okay. I've got them off. Thanks for all your helpful comments, but as per usual, I seem to ignore them all. Right. Now we're going to want the spudger pull. Spudger time. Right, let's look at the instructions again. Because this doesn't seem to be working. Yeah, do that. To remove cover, pull either front cover sliding shaft towards inside and slide the front. Yeah, I've done that. 2 screws. And that's it. I mean, the bottom is on a clip by the looks of it, but hello, what's that? Something pinged off there. I think it was that. This is a bit scary, people, isn't it? Pulling your lovely radio apart live. But who would do such a thing? The problem is these little clips that hold the front casing are in the way. It's that one. Here we go, we're going, we're getting there. Hang on, be careful, Graham, I can hear dial cord straining. Yeah, they don't really tell you how to take this off, do they? Because we've got wires attached there. They're stopping it from coming off. So we've got the wires going to the meter, which are holding that side in, and we've got the wires going to the light switch holding that side in. Speaker's not particularly big, actually. It's a bit piddly, to be fair. I thought it'd be a bit bigger than that, but... Right. Ideally, we need to lose that light switch and that meter. I'm just trying to see if I can see how to pull them out. Now the meter appears to be glued in place. So the only way to get that out is going to be to desolder it. And the same with that. And we've got the speaker attached to it as well. So that's not great instructions, is it really? So we've got the front panel off, but the speaker is in behind here and that's still attached. The leads for the tuning meter are still attached and the leads for the light switch are still attached. So I'm going to have to take some photos and disconnect all of that. Let's heat this soldering iron up. Down there. Flash on. Excuse me. Right. So let's just catch up with the chat a minute. Come on, chat, where are you? Right. Scream at me. Heat would have been much better, wouldn't it? Garden fork. Pong. Hi, Colin. Take the back off and disconnect the wires. Hi, Alan. How are you? Why is the back not coming off? Because it's saying to take the front off first. Let me... You don't seem to believe me here. So let's show you. Hopefully you can see that. Yeah, there we go. So as you can see, it's telling me to remove the front panel first. There's no mention on there anywhere about wires. And the chassis comes this way. So if I'm pulling the chassis out from the back, I've got to disconnect the wires, otherwise it's going to try and pull the front panel through from the back, isn't it? So yeah, sort it. The wire. How the hell I'm going to get them back on again? I don't know, but yeah, they've done a really nice engineering job, but somehow we've got no means of disconnecting these wires. I'm going to snip them rather than put heat on the thing for a minute. Try and snip them down as close as I can. Oh, hang on. It's trying to come out, that meter, but... craziness. Just trying to see if there's any way of no, we don't want that. We want the main camera. You back with me? Yeah, you're back. I'm back in the house. Let me just get the chat back up. Hi Harvey, how are you? Chassis comes out through the back. The chassis does, but the front panel won't, Linton. This is the issue. Right. No, that speaker, I think that's going to have to be disconnected from behind. So let's have a look at the back. 3, 4. So how's it telling us to remove the back? Okay. So it's telling us to unsolder the speaker leads at the terminal strip. So pull off the band selector knob, which I'm going to do. That one come off easy enough. It looks like three screws there. Doesn't say anything about these top ones. Okay. It's saying these screws in here. That one. So that's a machine screw. Another machine screw. That's a black, smaller machine screw, a bit longer. Well, surely we've got to take these screws off up here, but it doesn't say that. You've got to take those off, surely. Is this a bridge too far for a midweek live stream? Okay. So it looks like we've got yellow. Yellow, black and brown. And our speaker should come off. Just take a picture of that. It's purple. I don't know if you can see this or not. I'm probably in the way, so apologies. So I'm just down here at the moment, unscrewing the desoldering even, unscrewing. Desoldering, not unscrewing wires, Graham, for God's sake. Tell I'm tired, can't you? Right, we've got a capacitor that's nicely in the way there. Let's see if we can get in underneath that without burning it. Yep. And finally, this purple wire. Come on. Hey. Front panel off. Done. God. What a game that was. Done. So not a massive speaker behind it, look. I suppose it's fairly big, but I would say that's the same size as a Roberts R707. Oh, excuse me. Graham, shut up coughing. Okay. This ain't gonna go back together today, is it? This is not. It's not gonna go back together. This could be a carry on to Sunday. Let's take these wires off so we can take the back panel off. There's that one. And this one. Back panel off. They all need to go in the bath, they do. Right. Where are we, this poor radio now then? Let's put my misuse of tools away. It was a good theory, but they were on too tight for that. I like the hot air theory, but I'd already gone past the point of no return when that comment came up, so unfortunately I just went for it. Luckily, they came off without too much damage. Let's catch up with the abuse on the chat then a minute. Pardon me. The back's off, people. It's busy. It's busy, busy, busy in there, look. Yeah. Oh, we got a mother load of fuses in there. Look at that. Let's have a little looky with the overhead camera, shall we? If it's going to focus. Let's get picture in picture off. Overhead camera. Here we go. So what have we got in here? This is obviously some sort of power board here. So we've got a smoothing cap there. 1000 microfarads at 16 volts. Not sure what that is. Bank of 4 fuses, very nice. There's not much you can see on the back of the board, to be honest. Nothing untoward there really, apart from a lot of spiders' webs. A lot of spiders' webs. Let's see if we can pull some of that out in a minute. Let's get a brush in there. Let's see a bit more then. One thing, it doesn't look like it's been got at, does it? Looks pretty pretty unmolested in there. What else can you see in the back here? Not a lot really. You've got the 3-pin power socket there, look. This one. I haven't got one of those plugs. I've seen them before, but I certainly haven't got one here. It's like it's almost like a mini kettle plug, really. Okay, let's have a look over the other side of the radio then. There's our tuning cap. Got a plastic cover on it, so shouldn't be able to get too much muck in there. Really well made, isn't it? God, how are these spiders? It's been well lived in, this radio. And here's our little connectors for the aerials, look. Quite nice. Let's get rid of that that one there while we're at it. Oh, and what's that? Harvey just put up a picture of his grandfather's 100th birthday. Whoa, Harvey. 100. Hi, Keith. I don't know if I said hello. Doesn't look like those screws come right undone. No. Let's get this horrible wire out. Right, all I wanted to do was just clean the pots out, you know. Come on, radio, what's the matter with you? So you can see this wire coming up through the board for the airband aerial. It's looping up and then back through. So I assume if you disconnect that, I assume you've got to disconnect that to disable the internal aerial, perhaps. I don't know, so I haven't got the user's instructions on this one. Right, let's flippity flip it. Not really a lot to see in there. Not a lot to see. Let's get you back on the main camera. Probably be easier to show you on that. Not really a lot in there. Just zoom you in a bit. So here's our rotary drum. Still intact by the looks of it, but a little bit dusty. A lot dusty, actually. Very careful with this. Just about to see some boards poking through there. I don't like the idea of that. I mean, I'm going to have to disconnect that solder it onto the front panel, push it back through, and then try and reconnect it from the rear. And same with that one. See, it doesn't actually tell you that in the instructions. So I'm going to have to solder that back onto the front panel, then reverse it and get it back in. Okay, so it looks like we can get all these pots. This plate is in the way a little bit, I think. Not going to be able to get. It's not very good, really, for servicing. It's a bit crammed in, people. That's again, if I'm putting it down, it's resting on the ferrite rod, which isn't very good. Let's just prop that up a little bit. Don't want it resting on the ferrite rod. Right, let's see if we can squirt some switch cleaner in these. Don't really want to invert it, but I don't think I've got much choice. Let's just stand it on its head. That one's easy enough. They're pretty stiff anyway, these. They are hard to turn. That's not good. The stuff's coming through and onto the dial there. Look. You certainly don't want that. Although it's cleaning it off very nicely, we don't want to be squirting it all over that. Not that there's a lot of choice really, because I can't get in here. Right, so that one and that one can do from the top. This is a bit of a nightmare. You wouldn't want to take one of these on. Thanks for taking one for the team. Yeah, cheers, Paul. Thanks for that. Cheers, Derek. Cheer, mate. So you think 3 screws and the entire pot panel would come out? Could be right. Let's try it. Yeah, self-tappers. Let's try it. That'd be nice if it is, if they have done that for us. Well spotted, George. Let's just hope we don't lose a wire off of this. God help us if a wire comes off. Oh, don't you even make those wire noises. Oh, I can hear dial string pinging noises and all sorts here. Oh my. Okay. That has given me access, George, so thank you for that. I can get there a lot easier now. Scary stuff. Screw those back in. Undo the tape. It's a monster. It's fully RF right out. This is more Mr. Christophe's domain, this is. This is one for you, George, really. He's our RF man. Right, let's have a look inside then, see if there's anything I can see that's untoward. There's all sorts of wheels and gears and... okay, is that the... Right, ooh. Ah, okay. Well, that's very nice of them. Ooh. Is that nice of them, though? No. I thought they'd put little holes in so we could squirt some switch cleaner in, but what it is there's two great big long switches here and here which change the wave bands. So any scratchiness in between stations is going to be oxidization in those switches, and they are there's a hell of a lot in there. There's loads and loads of them. I thought it was here, but this looks like little tiny trimmers. Yeah, this is the backs of all the trimming pots for the RF stages. Got to be careful because I can't see a way into those to actually squirt any switch cleaner in them. I don't really want to get it all over the cogs because they might start slipping. You can't really see it there. I don't think I'm going to be able to get it on camera for you. Ow. Cool. No, you can't really see it. It's just in here. See, there's two bars there. There's a little tiny cog. You can just about see it there. So as you move the cog, as you move the tuning dial, the tuning turret, it just moves those banks of switches up and down. I'm going to cut my wrist now as well. God dear. I could flood them with switch cleaner, but then I'm going to get switch cleaner all over the plastic parts, which I don't really want to do. So, right. We now need to find the wires. God. Definitely needs crunching, without a doubt. Undo the tape. Sorted now. So let me just do some pictures of where this wire goes before I disconnect it. It's not too bad actually. Keep my camera lens clean. God, it's so fussy, the phone. Even the phone's telling me off. No, I don't want super slow-mo. It's not photo. Right. Right, let's take that one off first. So really, it should have said in the instructions, take off the back panel, desolder all the wires, and then you can do it. The red and black wires are holding it. Why do you want a phone lint in them? Are you shouting at me again? Fill it with fire, George is saying. You're going to send me some Jakemans, Lee, are you? Jackamans. Cheers, mate. Devon's super slow-mo. It is. The thing is, the question we've got to ask ourselves is, do we want to wrap this radio up and put it back together? Or do we want to go medieval on it and take the board out? So I can see the whole chassis will come out. That's not an issue. I'm going to gain a lot by taking the whole chassis out, really. Not going to be able to see anymore. So it looks like the board is pegged in at the bottom. Can we run it without the meter connected and without the light connected? I think we can. We still need the speaker though, don't we? You sent me email. Hi Andy, UK01. Cool. Yes, definitely worth fixing, mate. Oh, right, I see, to take the pictures, Linton. I see what you're saying. Sorry, mate. I thought you were going to try and ring me then. Andy, UK01, yes, it is worth fixing, mate. Definitely worth fixing. It's a lovely radio. Let's, what am I thinking of doing here? I am thinking of leaving this one and picking it up on Sunday when we got more time. Because I've already stripped it quite a bit. Do I want to carry on? Do I want to put it all back together only to take it back apart again? I need to clean these switches because they are dodgy. I mean, there's loads and loads of connections on them. They're basically the whole length of the board, those switches. Right the way down through there is one, and right the way down through there is the other. They're literally about 6 inches long, 6-8 inches long. I always get mixed up with 6 and 8 inches. So that looks like the FM board. We've got those, they're not too bad, those little grey caps, but they're all going to want changing. There's 2, 4 in there. It's got the big cap on the power board. And literally, I can't see in past this big panel, really. So there's only a few screws and the whole chassis will come out. So we got two choices. We can either mess around for another 15 minutes and try and see if squirting the pots has done anything, but to be fair, it needs more work than that because we need to get the board out and get those caps done on FM mainly. So I think we're stopped, pardon me, for today. But what a lovely radio. Really looking forward to getting this one up and running properly. So yeah, it's all going to have to be pulled out the chassis. Excuse me. Lucky I got a pull mute button, isn't it? So it's bit me. I've got a cut wrist now. So yeah, I think carry on further with this. I think I've got one of those lights not working as well. I need to clean the dial, the drum dial thing. But yeah, I think this might even go over. It's a hell of a difficult radio to get into by the looks of it. Sony stuff is pretty complex. There's loads of cogs. I don't know if you can't really see them down through there, but there's loads of cogs in there. Look, see them down through here. Oh, you imagine one of those popping out. Dial cord, excessively complex. One cord drives the pointer. The other one drives the drum, I think. Yeah, you imagine if that lot gave out. Oh, scary stuff. Scary stuff. Anyway, I think we'll leave that one and pick that one up on Sunday's live stream, don't you? Mute or mucus button. Have an early night. It's not early. It's 9:45. I'll catch up with your video later, Paul. The rest of it, I've only watched it up to where you were taking it apart at the moment. I think you were just popping the handle off of it. So I'm going to put that one to one side. And if I get chance in the week, which is unlikely, but you never know, if I get chance, I may continue it a little bit during the day if I get chance. I've got other stuff I've got to do first, really. So I could do with just leaving it till Sunday, but you never know. I'm bound to want to have a play with it, aren't I? Yeah, the chassis will come out fairly easy. That's just a case of getting this board out, and that's going to be a pain in the neck. Oh well. Anyway, I'm waffling on, aren't I? Do a Grundy yacht boy. Well, I think we will have a yacht boy coming up at some stage, Linton, because Rob Titheridge very kindly sent me an antenna for it. So we've got a Grundig Yacht Boy antenna replacement coming up. I know that. Yeah, Doug's quite right. It's important to clean those switches for the band change. They've got to come out. They have got to come out. Put it down, man. Just spotted on eBay. eBay? eBay? What's eBay? Anybody know what eBay is? Jeez. Sanyo Music Centre is out there, George. Again, is that like a midweek live stream radio? It does look look, it's very much like sort of Grundig, come Zenith, come Panasonic, yeah. Excuse me. It's very much of that era, isn't it? I think is it 1972, did we say? Somewhere around about 1972. There are ones on eBay. I had a look this morning before I decided to have a look at this one. There's one on there for 149 quid, which is the same model as this. And there's another one on for 35 quid, but it's the one without the airband, the 5080. It looks a bit ropey, to be fair. It does look like it'll come apart, George, to be honest. It does look like it'll come apart fairly easily. This whole centerpiece pulls out from behind once the screws are released. And hopefully from there we should be able to get the board out. Because we need to get the board out to get the caps done, really. Or at least get this front metal bit off. But I don't think we can do that because our dial cord is all wound in around it. Excuse me. God, sorry about all this coughing, people. It's either coughing or no live stream, so I went with the coughing, really. Let's put that one down at the way then for a minute. Let's put it down, as Lee says. Put it down, man. Get rid of it. Get rid. Let's get the calendar in. At least the radio was working mainly. So we have got a working radio, which is good. So it means the amplifier is good. We've just got the problem with the switches, which we've done, hopefully, and the problem with the FM band, which could take a little bit of sorting. Okay. So Santa's on his sleigh. Bring us lots of gifts from Wera. But where is window number 10? You did say at the start, launch it into a low Earth orbit. You can see it. Where is it? Come on, Theo. Just go for it. I can see it. Near the headlight. Yeah, Linton's got it. Number 10. Here he is. Let's get you in on number 10 then. The camera work on the man, it's amazing, isn't it? Well, Theo says he got it. Theo did get it, but he gave it to someone else, and Linton was first tonight. Number 10. In here. What have we got? Ooh. That's a big one. That looks like another Allen key. It says Hop 6x50. So it's another Allen key bit. I had to think then what it was. It's obviously an Allen key bit, isn't it? Right, so let's zoom back out and we'll stick it in the pouch. Yeah, the radio set. Dumped loads of verdigris on my desk. We didn't have the music. We didn't have the music playing, did we? I mean, this has got to go. It's got to go in one of these, isn't it? That's the only place it'll go. There we are. Coming along very nicely. Plenty to go still, though. Something to go in there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 to go, is that right? Can't be, can it? Unless it does go to the 25th. I mean, it could have left some gaps as we've got to buy some more bits from them, I suppose. There you are. It's a nice little set that is coming on. So hopefully fit in with my bench revamp for next year. It worked. That's all I can say. Excuse me. Well, I assume there's 24 in total, isn't there? So should be 14 left. If we got 10, that's the theory. Doug, 100% with you there, mate. I came to that conclusion fairly quickly, although I do like to try and get something finished, but sometimes some of these radios are more than our sort of couple-hour time slot on a midweek. I have to think what to do tomorrow. I think we might build one of these kits tomorrow that Derek sent me. Derek's very kindly sent me a couple Christmas tree kits to build. So we'll build one maybe, and maybe give one away. I'm not sure yet, but we'll work something out. Just you, glad you had a bit of a laugh, mate. Always like to entertain. That's the whole point of it, isn't it? So pretty much that's it. I'll just catch up with a chat in a minute. I don't think I missed any. Did I miss Marquis? Did I miss you, Mark? No, I think I said hello earlier, didn't I? It's good to have you all on board anyway. Yeah, I think Andrew's agreeing that way too complex for a couple hours. Paul's got some Black Watch tartan. A tartan hacker. I can't remember what I paid for that, but it wasn't cheap. I mean, they are expensive radios. The one that's going for 145 quid is probably not quite its money, but not far off, I don't think. Yeah, as I say, apologies for the coughing, people, but what can I do? I've got a cough, I'm full of a cold. I don't want to disappoint and not do a stream, so I'm going to be doing a stream, even if I've got to do it from bed. Even if I've got a radio on the bed beside me, we'll still do a stream. We're going to do the streams. Yeah, I'd love to see that as well, Paul. It's up in the loft at the moment, put to one side. It's all stripped down, ready to be put back together, but you know. So I think it was... Lee, did you want my email, or are you going to email me? You're going to email me from my address, I think, Lee, won't you? Send me some medicine. Lee's going to send me some medicine. Cheers, Lee, if you're still watching, mate. I need it. George has got some Black Watch kilts as well, has he? Anyway, people, I'm going to call it a day now. Thanks again, everybody, for joining me. Usual stuff. Don't forget the thumbs up, like, subscribe. I'm at 1970. I gained another 20 subscribers somehow this week. I want to try and get to 2,000 for Christmas. That'd be great. Make all my time here worthwhile to get to 2,000 subscribers. So please, if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the little bell on my profile, and my PayPal details are on my profile as well if anybody wants to make a donation to the channel. So yeah, I'll send you my address, Lee. Anyway, bye everybody. Have a good one, and I'll see you tomorrow. Not sure what it's going to be tomorrow, but I'll find something. So catch you again soon. Let's get this set up, and away we go. Bye everybody.